Okay, good morning, Inner Circle. Inner Circle Unite. We are in January 2017. This is the first webinar of the year. And we are technically in marketing month. But today what I'm going to do is roll out the theme for the year and explain to you my reasoning and my passion behind what the theme is for this year. And talk about some mindset things that we need to get ourselves into so that we can not only start out the year strong, but put ourselves in a position to finish the year strong as well. So since we are now back in the start of our season is January through October pretty much. We are going to be chock full with events again. We got an awesome panel for SSIC on the 12th, which is we've got Jan Duke coming in along with several other high powerful women who are going to be on the panel. And it is a woman's business panel on real estate professional investing. So I'm very, very excited to host that. That's going to be a big deal, and it's going to be a lot of fun. On a side note, I think women do have an advantage in this business in a lot of key areas. And so we're going to learn how they take advantage of those advantages and run their business. Pretty excited. We also have a bus tour on the 21st, and this is going to be our first bus tour of the year. It's going to be pretty exciting. Very excited for that. The seats will fill up quickly. We are renting larger buses than we rented last year to accommodate for more folks. So hopefully we will be able to continue our full bus tours and be able to take a look at some great projects, sell some homes, and do all that kind of fun stuff. So look out for that. Those are the events for this month, guys. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and jump on in. So 2016, if you guys can remember, was the year of champions. And I liked that theme. That was a good theme. I was hoping we could do more in our marketing and more and things like that to kind of play off that year of champions thing, have a champion award and do all that kind of stuff. But it didn't work out the way I thought it would. It was just kind of a year of champions. We're just champions together, right? It was a good theme for the year. It worked, and that's good. 2015 was my theme for Game On. It was go time, and I got that idea from watching Wayne's World when they're playing hockey out in the street and a car goes by. They have to take all the goalposts down, and then the cars go by, and then they put the goalposts back up, and they say game on. And so that's kind of what 2015 was game on. The goalposts are set, we're in the street, and we're playing. 2014 was the year to crush it. And I liked that theme as well. And there was just no other thing to do. If we're going to swing for the fences, if we're going to try to kick a field goal, we want to kick it as far as we can. If we're going to throw a touchdown pass, we're going to throw it for as long as we can. 2013 was the breakout year. And remember, at that time, the market was on the way up, but it still hadn't really gained steam or traction or whatever. And I themed the year breakout year, and it turned out to be the breakout year where this market started to break open and started to go great. So those are the last couple of years of what the themes were. I started doing these themes about 10 years ago. So that I could just have an overall theme for the year and overall just mindset and thinking. And let me just quickly tell you the reason why I wanted to do this is the St. Louis Blues, right around that time, had just changed ownership. And they had, I remember hearing something about how top-down leadership says that the whole entire organization is going to do whatever it takes to provide great hockey and a great experience to the fans here in St. Louis. And that really stuck out to me because they said whatever it takes, from the people that sell the popcorn, to the people that sell the tickets, to the people that put the websites together, to the players, to the coaches, to the staff, to the vendors, to whoever works in that building, whoever works for the Blues organization, whoever works from the smallest guy to the top guy is going to do whatever it takes to provide great hockey and a great experience to the fans here in St. Louis. And I thought that was awesome. I thought that was really cool. I remember sticking out to me. And then I went to a Blues game, and you could absolutely tell that everyone there was doing whatever it took to make the hockey experience fantastic for the fan. It really was, from the ticket takers to the the vendors to whatever. You go there, and you were treated like a guest, and it was fun, and it was exciting, and it was an experience, and it was produced, and it was just a good thing. Now, I'm not a huge hockey fan. I don't go to every game, and I don't know all the players and coaches and all the teams as well as a true hockey fan would be. But I can understand how an organization is run. And if they really have that top-down leadership saying that we are going to do whatever it takes to provide great hockey and a great experience to the fans, I can appreciate the fact that I saw that on that night that I went to go see that game. So I decided to immediately, once I was at that game, I decided I was going to go ahead and do theme my years, or theme my business. And the original theme was whatever it takes. That was the original theme that I came up with, and it was modeled after the Blues organization. Another lesson, on a side note, that I learned from the Blues organization, if you can believe this, is, and I'm not really, like I said, I'm going to show that I'm not a Blues fan here. I really don't even know who that Blues head coach is right now. I think it's I don't even know who the Blues head coach is. But when he came
Hitchcock.
Hitchcock. Okay, yeah. If you remember, he's been on for about 3 or 4 seasons, right? About 4 seasons? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when he came on, the Blues were having kind of a lackluster year. They weren't playing really good hockey. They were kind of slumping. They just did not have anything going on. And the old coach got fired. Hitchcock came in the very next day when he came in. Their very next game, they won, and they won like 8 out of 10 games or something crazy. And I was thinking, holy smokes, man, it's the same team. It's the same equipment. It's the same game. It's the same rules. It's the same players. It's the same exact team that was playing 50-50 hockey, goes in with a new coach, new leadership, and immediately wins. Like, it was either 8 or 9 games out of 10, like something ridiculous, like a really high-class, world-class championship team they were playing immediately. And I remember the interview that Hitchcock gave when he was signed on with the Blues. He said, "Yeah, guys, I'm not the biggest hockey buff. I don't know exactly." He was just saying, "Look, the Blues aren't doing this. The team isn't doing this effectively. I'm going to take my system. We're going to do this. We're going to check the boards. We're going to pass the puck. We're going to make shots on goal. We're going to protect all the things that the hockey coach says." And I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. That's nice to say to the reporters. But I'll be damned, he went in and they did those things, got back to fundamentals, and they won 8 or 9 games out of 10. His first 10 games with the Blues. Night and day difference, just getting back to basics, implementing the things that need to happen. And that showed me what leadership really can do to an organization. When it's the same team, the same players, the same game, the same ice, the same equipment, the same everything, it's just different leader at the top. Leadership is such a huge thing in any organization, And it's proved it time and time again when you look at professional sports teams. So getting back to the theme of the year. The theme of the year, I was going round and round with several different ideas. I had a couple that I narrowed it down to about 4 or 5. It came down to really about 3, and I really didn't feel great about them except for one. And the theme for this year is simplify. It's a very simple theme. It's just simplify. And the reason why I've chosen this theme is because over the winter break, Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff, we had some sick people in the house. And it seems like somebody has been sick for the last 2.5 weeks, whether it's one of our kiddos, whether it's us or whatever. So we've just kind of spent a lot of time at the house. And we started watching some documentaries on things and binge watching some seasons of our favorite shows and things like that. But a few of the documentaries were revolving around the minimalist movement. And if you guys haven't read a book on the minimalist, I'm not sure if I'd recommend it, but there is a pretty cool documentary that we watched on it, which is basically how this guy escaped the materialistic world. He has like 33 articles of clothing. He has a couch, a lamp, a kitchen table, a few dishes and a few cups, some towels, and just has a very minimalistic thing. He got rid of all of his stuff, all of his rugs, all of his junk, all of his collectibles, everything. He got rid of everything in his life and just only has possessions that he needs for daily use. And it's kind of a maybe overkill approach to a larger problem, but I don't know. It made a pretty strong case to live a minimalistic life, a more simplistic life. But I think the message that I really resonated with from that movie is, humans weren't programmed. We weren't built to sit in a cubicle with fluorescent lights and eat processed food. We were programmed, or we were built to be out in the fields being hunter-gatherers, I guess. I don't know, going out and foraging for our own food and being outside. We weren't supposed to be in an office space with fluorescent lights and eating processed food all day. And so he found himself working for those the things that he was buying, like the latest and greatest TV, the best TV stand, the best Blu-ray player. He was working in a cubicle with fluorescent lights, eating processed food, so that he could afford the best TV, so he could go out and pay for the best DVD player or Blu-ray player, or the best dining room table, or the latest and greatest thing from the IKEA catalog. And he just woke up one day and said, this is enough. Why am I working at a place that I don't like, in an environment that I don't like, eating the food that I don't like on a daily basis just so I could have material things? And I'm like, yeah, why do people do that? It's because we're being programmed from media sources and keeping up with the Joneses and marketing sources telling us that that's what we need to do. And I think that's really, he has a different approach than what I might take. My approach is Well, don't do that. Let's have an office, but try to have it make a good environment. And maybe if it's a home office, that's even better. And let's make a bunch of money in real estate so that we don't have to go out and work in a 9 to 5 that we don't like and we don't enjoy, eating processed food all day and not, working for our things rather than living. Okay, and at the end of the day, that's what he was just getting at. Maybe his route was differently than how we go about it, but his route or the way his end goal was, he wanted to live. He wanted the freedom. He wanted to enjoy life. He wanted to not have to be materialistic, and you have to have money to be able to buy material things, so you have to have a job. I think he has a job, and I think maybe he enjoys his job. He probably doesn't make as much as he used to. But the point here, guys, is he's simplified. And I think simplification can go across a broad spectrum of what we are doing as real estate investors. It can be on our personal life. Maybe you do go out and sell all your crap and put it up on OfferUp or Craigslist or Let Go or whatever you want to do and get rid of all your stuff and just get down to 2 pairs of clothes, okay? Maybe you do want to do that, and for your home life, that's the way you want to live. I think in our business, though, I think we need to really apply those principles there. Simplify. There's a lot of busy work that goes along with running a real estate business, guys. Either you're doing 2 houses or 5 houses or 10 rentals or 2 rehabs at a time. There's a lot of stuff going on, and if you simplify everything and don't try to do 15,000 things at once, and don't try to chew gum, tie your shoes, and do backflips and cartwheels all at the same time. I think that's the best way to do. If you have laser focus on exactly what your tasks are, so that you can get them done quickly and efficiently, that's what simplifying means to me. Not like if you look at my office here, okay, we got a kind of a low-tech office, all right? Everyone has a desk, some chairs, we got, unfortunately, some paperwork around us and things like that, but I don't have a marble entryway. I don't have a fountain in the lobby. I don't have exotic plants and, artwork and all this kind of stuff. We just have an office that works, and it's simple. It's cheap. Okay. I'm not, you can call me cheap on that. That's fine. I don't care. It's inexpensive to have the office space that we have, and it works for people, and it works for us. So that's what it is. But I've kept that approach from the very beginning. In fact, when I moved into my office, I had a clear top desk and my fax machine. I think I was sitting on a box, and I did that for a couple months until I started buying some furniture and bringing some furniture from home and things like that. And I want to get back to that this year, being simple. Like, we don't need all the latest and greatest things to be here at the office. I've got a flat screen TV that I bought a couple years ago, and I was at Walmart the other day, and they have TVs now for like $300 that smoke the TV in here. But I don't need to buy that best TV to put that in here. We turn that on once a week when we go over numbers and stuff, So simplifying on our business level is what the theme for the year is. And this theme, guys, is hopefully going to be very powerful. Hopefully it's going to be very impactful. Hopefully you guys will understand, maybe you're going through some stuff right now, like, oh, I got some big plans for 2017. I am ready to go. I got my mindset down. I got my plan down. I'm going to hit this ground running. I'm good. Absolutely, that's great. Maybe you're right there and you're feeling, okay, I got all this stuff to do now. Okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this, but it's going to take this for me to do this, and I got to do this, and this, and this, and this, and I got to meet this person. I got to make this phone call and do this. I got to rehab this house, and I got to call this contractor back, and now you got all this stuff that you got to have going on. I think we need to simplify and just make sure that we're doing what matters most in implementing our plan, what matters most to being the most productive, doing what matters most to being the most profitable, and not just chasing the next shiny thing and going out and doing 15,000 things at once. Just simplifying. And I think what we're going to do is find, if we have that mindset and that theme, we're going to enjoy what we do infinitely better if it's simple. Okay? I tend to make things complicated because that's what I do. That's what Nick Bauer does. It is not a character flaw. It's just how I think. I want to make it as organized as possible. I want to make it as step-by-step as possible. I want to think it out before I even start doing something, and think it out from start to finish, looking for all of the bad things that can happen or the stupid things that can happen. And a lot of times I won't even start a project because I've thought it through in my head so many times that I find too many problems, and I won't even go ahead and start that project, whether it's building something on my house or trying a new something out at SSIC or whatever. I think a lot of things through my head before I even start a project, and sometimes I just make it way too complicated. I just need to simplify. I just need to say, look, this is what I need to do. What's the best way to do it? What's the easiest way to do it? What's the most effective way to do it? And get it done. And like that, I think it's going to be the theme for me. Hopefully, it's also the theme for you. And hopefully, this is a good message that can resonate for the entire year of simplification. Okay? One last thing on why this gentleman decided he was going to be a minimalist and why he wrote a book was on the material aspect of things. He realized that, and we say this all the time, but he realized that there's only two ways to really have more money, and that's either to make more money or to spend less. And it's either increasing your income or reducing your expenses. That we say that all the time. And he didn't want to go through what he needed to go through to make more money. He didn't want to put any more hours into the office. He didn't want to have to play the political game and climb the corporate ladder to make more money. He didn't want to put himself through that and be more miserable so he could go out and make more money to buy more things. He came to the realization that he did not want to do that. And it's interesting what he did. He actually chose to make less money, but it's because he didn't need to buy anything anymore. He just basically bought food and essential things for him to survive and thrive, and with that, he's now flourishing in abundance of happiness because he is not in this constant cycle of working more, making more money, and buying more things. And I think that on my personal level made a lot of sense. In fact, last year there was a couple things that I went through that I told myself, I do not want to put myself through that, even to make an additional X amount of money. It's not worth it for me to do it. I'm very comfortable and happy with where I'm at. Obviously, everything I want to do, I still want to continue to grow with and to build upon. But a couple things came up last year that were pretty good financial opportunities for me. I just didn't want to put myself through that because I knew how much work it was going to take to be able to make something like that happen. And I wanted to simplify. I was already being simplification or this minimalist thing before I even was introduced to the idea. I did not want to put myself through that just so I could have more money. I didn't want to do that, and I made that choice earlier last year on that. Now I'm choosing to ramp up everything that I'm doing this year on a good scale. With Southside's going to grow, guys. You're going to see some really cool stuff happening from us with attendance. We're going to have a lot more folks to work with, a lot more colleagues for you guys, a lot more deals to be shared. It's going to be awesome. But we put a simplistic approach into to doing that. My company, Real Estate Rehab, is buying more properties, and we've got some pretty high and lofty goals, and we're going to make that happen. And I'm pretty excited for that. It's very calculated, and it's very thought out. Okay, and it's not just like, oh, I want to go out and make a bunch of money because I do. It's hey, we've got a really good plan here. We're going to improve what we're doing. We're going to make some more money, and the reasons why, the personal reasons that I have, I think are coming from the right motivation. It's not just because I want to make a bunch more money and so I can spend more and go more on vacations and go more into debt and buy the latest, greatest TVs and the dining room furnitures and the expensive duvets and this and this and this and this. It's really not that at all. On a personal level, I think there's a lot of people in St. Louis that can benefit from hanging out with us and learning the ways in which to invest in real estate and get to that financial freedom sooner than a 20-year or a 30-year career working in a cubicle under fluorescent lights, eating processed foods all day. Okay, I honestly think that we can help a lot of people out, and that's kind of the motivation there. And I don't want to get too much more on me on this, but I am very, very comfortable where I am at, and for the last couple of years, I've been comfortable for where I am at, and I want to make sure that I stay there, and I don't want to be working 80 hours a week to be able to grow SSIC. I don't. Okay, I want to work a comfortable amount of hours to be able to grow SSIC. I don't want to work 80 hours a week to go out and rehab 20 homes this year, or 15 or 10 homes, however many homes we're going to rehab this year. I don't want to do that. That's not what I got into real estate for. I got into real estate for the freedom and the money. And if I have to work that hard for the money, then that's not the freedom that we're talking about. So I'm very comfortable growing and doing, and I think as an organization, if you're not growing, then you're going backwards. So that's why I'm still excited to continue to grow this small little empire that we've built up together. But the simplistic approach, guys, simplify. Simplify the theme for 2016, I think, is hopefully something we can all embrace and work together, and know that every test that we do, every project that we do, every thought that we have, every project that we have, every idea that we have, let's just approach this from a simplistic mindset. What's the easiest way to do this? What's the most effective way to do this? And I'm not talking about the easy ways out on stuff, so don't get me wrong. I'm talking about what's the easiest, most effective, most profitable way to get this task done, and let's simplify it. And that's it. That's the theme for the year, is to simplify. And hopefully you can adopt this theme for your business as well and simplify your lives in your business. And if you want to take it to your home life as well, possibly do so. But guys, if you're interested in it, there is a documentary. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix or where it's at, but look up The Minimalist. And I think it's about an hour long, but it was actually pretty good. A couple years ago, I might have rolled my eyes and said, no, I'm not watching that. Maybe I've just got more of an open mind in my older age, which is bizarre. Most people have a closed mind when they get older. But I sat down and watched it. It's not something that I would have sat there and watched. My wife made me do it. But after 5 minutes, I'm like, yeah, let's watch this. I'll absolutely watch this. It's called The Minimalist. And it is a documentary on their book tour. They went out on their book tour. It's kind of funny. Their first couple book tours, book signings, they had like nobody there, one or two people there. And by the end, there was 600 people at their book signing because the concept took on. It was pretty well produced, but it's a good message, and it helped me because actually simplification was on my top 5 themes for the year that I was going through trying to figure out which one would be the best theme for the year. But I really like this simplification one, and that's what's going to stick. And I would love your thoughts and feedback on an email. Okay, if you have something to add to that or whatever, that'd be it's absolutely welcome. Please let me know what your thoughts are, or if you're going to be able to adopt this theme to your particular business as well. Because I'm going to also roll out this theme at SSIC next Thursday, and the better I can explain it to folks, then the better and more effective I can be as the MC or as a leader of SSIC. So that's really all I have for today, guys. Other than I'm sure we've all been working on GOSPAs and planning and things like that. If you need to go back through and simplify a little bit, then that would be fine. But we're going to have an incredible year together, 2017, okay? There's a lot of stuff we got to learn. There's a lot of stuff we got to implement. There's a lot of things that we have to do. There's a lot of, just a whole lot of crap we got to get done. Let's simplify it. Let's figure out the easiest, simplest, most effective, and most profitable way to get something done, and let's do it. And let's do it together and knock it out of the park and have a fantastic year. I'm so excited for 2017, guys. We're going to do some incredible things together, and I'm appreciative of everybody that's around me. And it's gonna be a wild ride, man. Let's have a ton of fun this year, man. Uh, and together we can make that happen. So that's it, guys. Nick's signing off. The theme for the year is simplify. Tell me your thoughts via email. That'd be wonderful to hear them. That's it. Nick signing off. We'll see you at the top or from the top. Talk to you soon, guys.